Hi everybody, Joe Appello here, George Conner to my left. Welcome to All Sports Talk Show with Joe and George. Yankees down 2-1. I'm a little nervous here.
Yeah, you were pretty confident 2 weeks ago.
You know they're not going to beat Cole. No one beats Cole.
Yeah.
So
when will they see Cole again?
Probably they'll see somebody else on Thursday, because tonight's game was rained out.
Right, yeah. I'm sorry, yeah. Set the stage. So we're filming this on October 16th, Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear it. It's pouring outside. Yeah. So they canceled the game tonight.
Yep.
And now, good or bad for the Yankees?
I think it's real bad for the Yankees. They got now the series has to go 4 games in a row, 4 days in a row. Be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no travel day. So right. Thursday, Friday, they're at Yankee Stadium. Saturday, Sunday, they're Houston. World Series starts on Tuesday. World Series is etched in stone. They're not going to change that date no matter what happens. I don't think.
Right.
Unless it was rain for 5 days or something. But so it's bad for the Yankees because I just think the way they're constructed, because they use their bullpen so much. Can you pitch those guys every single day? And how do you he's so programmed to go, one or two guys, and then the game's over. And they're only getting four or 5 innings at the most out of their starters, where Houston can go 6 or 7 innings with their starters. Yeah. So I think it plays better for Houston as opposed to the Yankees.
So I'm going to disagree, because I think in the short term, so for games 4 and 5, I think it actually helps the Yankees. So originally both teams, if the game was played today, both teams were just going to make it a bullpen game. Right? I don't think they were going to have a starter.
I think that the Nationals were starting this guy.
Kind of like an opener more so than a starter.
Yeah, well, they're going to start Chad Green. The Yankees were.
Yeah. But now
I don't know what they're.
So now for Game 5 or Game 4 rather, Greinke will go for Houston, but Tanaka gets to go for the Yankees, and I think that's to the Yankees' advantage.
They might. On Friday, they might pitch Tanaka on a normal rest. If they pitched him on Thursday, it would be a day early.
A day early.
So,
so what I understand that's what I think what they're going to do.
I don't think it's been decided yet.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to still figure that out.
And then you're going to get Verlander.
Well,
in
you remember
Game 5.
Chad Green only threw like 8 pitches the game before.
Yeah.
For some reason, he took him out after 1 inning.
Yeah.
So he's obviously super fresh.
And you got Verlander in Game 5, which. He's going on regular rest, but at least it's regular rest on the road as opposed to
Game 6.
Yeah,
if you need it.
You'd rather have Verlander at Yankee Stadium than in Houston, I think. So I think for Game 4 or 5, maybe it's a wash, but
yeah, I think the only recipe to beat the 1-2 punch of Cole and Verlander is you've got to make him throw a lot of pitches, obviously.
Yep. 16, 25 pitches per inning if you can, and get them out of the game by the 4th or 5th inning and take your chances with their bullpen.
Yeah. That to me is only. Cole is unbeatable. He hasn't lost since May.
And if you can do that because they're going to play 4 days straight,
right?
Maybe not only can you get to their bullpen, but can you wear their bullpen out?
See, then you look at the other way. Let's not worry about Game 5, 6, 4, 1 game at a time, and just a couple different philosophies. You just sell out 1 game at a time, try to win, and figure out the next day. Yeah. And you try to plan. You might plan out, Tanaka or Happ or Paxton in Game 5 or 6, and there is no Game 5 or 6. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I don't know what the answer is.
The Yankees being down 2-1, I think Game 4 is kind of a must-win.
They have to win.
You can't go down 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. I think they're done.
Because regardless, you're going to have to go to
3-1. Then you're facing Verlander, and then you're going to go to Houston for 2 games. Against Cole.
It's a bad recipe.
So obviously, every game is pivotal. But the game that they should have had is Game 2. That was a tough game. They came out, took it to them Game 1, 7-0, and then tough 11, 12 inning game on day 2, and tough. The problem is when you get a guy like Cole or Verlander, more Cole than Verlander, is that you've got to get him early. They had Cole on the ropes a little bit. First 2 innings, they had bases loaded, even though it was 2 outs. Yeah. But because his control wasn't on point. He had 4 or 5 walks, which he never walks anybody. Yeah. So he had 4 or 5 walks and they had 4 or 5 hits. So that's 9 runners on base just through that. So you've got to come up with a big hit. They didn't come up with any big hits. Yeah. And you're not going to be anyone, not
I agree,
big hits. The other thing that really bothers me about the Yankees is the batting order. I don't understand what Boone is thinking. First of all, in the Minnesota series, which they beat the living out of Minnesota, they outscored them 23-7 3 games. I think that was an aberration. Minnesota wasn't ready to play well. They're young. And he had Garner for some reason batting third, and they won all 3 games. Why? The guy hadn't hit third all year long.
Yeah.
He's not a 3-hole hitter.
Right.
I mean,
so now what, the most important game of the year, which every game going forward is the most important. Now you're going to mix it up, yeah.
And then, from my experience, since I have played a lot of baseball, whatever, coach and everything, your number 3 hitter is your best player, your best hitter on the team.
Yeah.
No matter what, baseball hasn't changed in a million years.
Protect your cleanup guy.
That's your best guy. Yep. And you always want a hopefully speedy, kind of annoying hitter as your leadoff spot, and then a left-hand hitter in your 2 spot in case the guy first runs. But that's the old school. Now it's it's bomb or strikeout.
Yeah. Yep.
So the game's changed that way. You got Judge. I think in a perfect world, I'd have Aaron Hicks leading off. I would have Judge. I guess you could keep Judge at second. I would have LeMahieu batting third, and I would have Torres batting fourth.
Okay.
And I have the DH batting fifth, which it could be Stanton, Carcione, Voit, whoever it may be, and then 6, you guess, because Sanchez hasn't been hitting the ball. He should be up there further. Then you got Urshela, Didi, and the other spots. So, and then Gardner. But that's what I would do. I think LeMahieu should be batting third. I just really do.
Yeah.
But at this point, you're almost too late now. You can't change it now. He's kind of committed to what he has.
Yeah.
You look at the Astros. They've got Springer leads off every game. Every game he leads off.
Yeah.
Batting second is either Altuve, Bregman, or Brantley. All 3 of them can bat in the 2 spot, and the other 3 will bat in the 2, 3, 4. Those are your 2, 3, 4 hitters in some kind of order. And he based it on the pitcher they're facing. Or
Yeah,
situation.
sure, yeah.
He doesn't have Altuve at 2 and Brantley 3. He doesn't have the same thing all the time. It depends, but he doesn't mix it from like going from a number 2 hitter to a number 9 hitter. He doesn't do it that. Those are interchangeable. A number 5 hitter is usually Gurriel, but I think that's where the difference in managing is. Boone has this thing about if Stanton can't play, get him the heck out of there.
Yeah.
You
Now
miss.
Stanton's hurt again.
He's hurting again. He didn't play game 2. He had some kind of quad or something. But just get out. I mean,
So explain, for the folks at home, because this is a little different. So he's injured.
Yep.
So if they decide he's not going to be able to play the rest of the ALCS,
Right.
What do the Yankees have as options?
If they take him out because of injury for this series, he can't play the next series. So
Okay.
that's what
But
injury.
they can replace him for this series.
If he's injured with Mike Tauchman is back. I just read just now that Mike Tauchman might be back.
So they could put him in for Stanton, and then Stanton's done for the year. If there is a World Series, he can't play in the World Series.
He would be, yeah.
Okay.
He would be, yeah.
If they just leave him on the roster, but is not an option, if he does get better, he can play in the World Series.
They go ahead and make the World Series, and they have Stanton in there. They could keep Stanton and maybe put Tauchman in there for Maben, possibly. So they can make new roster moves before each series.
So if they decide that they want Stanton in case there's a World Series, they have to waste a roster spot.
He's got to play it out.
At least for Game 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the injury's not that bad. I think he could play in a pinch, but I think they wanted to give him one more day. And Carcione, he had a couple of nice shots yesterday, but prior to that, he hasn't been hitting that well.
Yep.
So you like to, Stanton's capable of hitting a bomb anytime. That's the beauty of him. I don't like him in the 5 spot though. I like him more like 6 or 7. And Sanchez hasn't been hitting well either, so he'd be better in the 5-6 spot. So that's the dilemma that they have.
Yeah.
I just think it's so important to have the proper coordination or the proper lineup as far as like. I know when I played, you like to have the same guys playing the same spot, so you kind of know what you're getting in each spot.
Yep.
And you really don't have that with Yankees. He's been all over the place, and I don't like that about Boone. He gives guys days off, do this and that. The only inconsistent thing he's had is that LeMahieu in 1 and Judge at 2. He's had that all year long, which is fine.
Right.
But then you're 3, 4, 5, 6. God knows what the rest of it is. But Gardner batting third. There's no way in God's green earth that he should be batting third.
Yeah.
No way. I mean, the guy's. He's okay, but he's a good 8-9 hitter. That's where he should be.
Yeah.
No question. I don't care who he's pitching. Or if you want to go the other way, you can put him in the top spot because he takes a lot of pitches. a lot of at bats, he grinds at bats and he gets on base a little bit. That's the other philosophy, but I wouldn't even go that way.
Yeah.
So I think that's the first thing he's got to address his lineup.
So it's must-win Game 4 for the Mets or for the Yankees,
Got to be.
and then you just take your chances. I mean, I kind of agree. I think it's how protective are you going to be in Game 4 because you want to get ready for Game 5. I mean,
It's immaterial if you don't get 4.
right. If on the other side, if the Yankees, rephrase, if the Astros win Game 4, now they're up 3-1.
Yeah.
They have a little bit of luxury there
Yep.
of saying, well, okay, we're going to rest this guy
Right.
or do that. you know,
Right.
So.
Right. So I mean, it's just that's the beauty of October baseball. You get the cat and mouse, this one. That's why it's so intriguing. Where you watch every single pitch, every ground ball, every fly ball, every call is magnified. Everything.
Yeah.
And you can see who responds, who doesn't respond.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's so great about it. I mean, it's almost like as you see, you watch these games. Like, well, the National League was bad because that was. The Nationals got swept the Cardinals, but I mean, the Yankees and Astros are just, I think they're the two best teams in baseball, and they're just going at it,
Yeah.
But it's they kind of had the right attitude with Cole, and again they had him on the ropes, but they didn't get a big hit.
Yep.
They fell behind, and then Severino pitched 5 innings, which wasn't bad,
Yeah.
but so
Gave up 2?
two home runs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 2 home runs, 1 Altuve, 1 to Riddick.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just think, and the Astros have been there before. They've been in the World Series. They've been last couple of years. They've been very, very good. I agree though. I think the Yankees are must win on Thursday, and they got Tanaka going. Tanaka was unbelievable Game 1. He was unhittable.
You just hope on short rest he can.
But now was that a tribute
Like
to
you said.
Tanaka's greatness, or because Houston was kind of like, not ready to go?
Had a bad day, or
I mean, you go back and forth forever and ever, but and it's a shame. Like Luke Voigt hasn't played at all. He just got. It's cold at the end of the year, and just hasn't gotten it back again. Because I like his bat. I like his bat better than Carcion, and he's kind of like an emotional leader on the field with his grit and vigor. And I like the way he plays. He plays hard all the time, and he gives the Yankees a little personality because they're kind of mellow. Some guys, Torres is mellow, Sanchez is mellow, LeMahieu is mellow, Judge is average. But on the first game, 7-0 game, LeMahieu was unbelievable at first base. He had 4 or 5 picks at first base that were off the charts. Great. One particular play when Bregman was on first, and somebody, I think it was Brantley, hit a fly ball right field, and Judge went back and caught over his shoulder. And Bregman kind of stumbled, and he doubled Bregman off first, and LeMahieu backhand scoop the double out was amazing play. Amazing play. But that's the same thing. You got to make the great defensive plays and hit in the clutch. Otherwise, you're not gonna. There's no tomorrow.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Yep.
So it's a lot of fun to watch for me anyway.
Yeah.
But the Yankees can't match the Astros shutdown. They don't have a Verlander or Cole like pitcher. That's the difference.
Right.
They have some good pitchers, but they don't have like a unbelievable lights out starter like they have. Then you got Greinke, who I think Greinke's overrated, but I mean, he's a number 3 in that team. So I mean, he's had some great success in the past.
Yeah.
But hopefully,
So, I see in the short term the Yankees get a little bit of a break with the rain out. You see it the other way.
yeah, I think.
But I think we both agree who gets the biggest advantage of the rain out is the Nationals.
Yeah.
Because the Nationals already have rest, which I think, and watching some of the talking heads after the game last night.
They made their own break.
Right, yeah, they have the break. How they use the break, and I think in sports nowadays they can figure it out how to keep it fresh but rest them.
Yeah.
But so they get to set their rotation exactly how they want it.
Right.
The Yankees or the Astros don't have that luxury.
Whatever they get,
If it comes to a Game 7, if it goes to Game 7,
right,
it's
Sunday.
Every man up.
Right.
Now you got a day off, and here we go with the World
Similar
Series.
what happened to the Astros in the first game against the Yankees.
Right.
Since they went 5 games with the Rays.
Yeah. Now again, that's if it goes 7.
Right. There's so many ifs.
Yeah.
The other thing about the Nationals, in theory, they could set their rotation where Scherzer pitches 1, 4, and 7. He could pitch 3 times the World Series.
Right. Yep.
And then you still got Strasburg, Corbin, and Annabelle Sanchez, who pitched seven no innings the other day.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
those 4 starters are, and you could go Scherzer 1 and 5 if you wanted to, and not even have him in Game 4, and have Sanchez pitch Game 4 or Corbin.
Yeah.
I mean, they got their pitching is outstanding, obviously, and so they're a tough out too. They're a tough out. And plus the other thing, I don't know if it helps or does with. National League would use a DH in the American League Park, and they haven't had that all year. But then on the other hand, the Yankees or Astros would have their pitcher bat, in the National League. So then you got the double switch thing, which is another facet of the game.
Facet of the game, and in the American, and I'm not either the Astros or the Yankees. I mean, you don't agree with every move that the Yankees make, but they know how to manage a game.
Right.
But there's that kind of intangible. There's an art a little bit to that double switch. So I think that goes to
definitely art to that.
That goes to advantage of the National League.
Absolutely.
The Nationals, unlike the Mets, we'll talk about the Mets a little bit later, but I cringe a lot of years during interleague play because I'm like, that guy's your DH.
Yeah.
They'll send a guy up there to DH. He's batting .315 and he can't hit his way out of a paper bag.
Right.
Nationals are a little bit different, so they can have a respectable designated hitter.
Right.
But a Yankee or an Astro batting, I think, is a much bigger advantage to the Nationals than vice versa.
Because your DH for the Nationals would be maybe big country Matt Adams.
Yeah, I mean,
he's on the bench. I don't know who else they got in the bench.
Yeah, I mean, there's legit options.
I'm gonna find somebody, but
yeah.
Like there was a good example. The Nationals swept the Cardinals, and last night that game started out with a couple of base hits to start the game for the Nats, and then number 3 batter hit a shot down third base, and Edson had a great backhand stop, threw the ball to second base, and Wong dropped the ball.
Yep.
So now you got base loaded and them out. So you can't drop a simple relay from your third baseman. The guy makes an unbelievable play, saves 2 runs with a potential double.
Yeah.
Turns and Wong drops the ball. He had his foot on the bag as opposed to against the bag. So I don't know if that hurt him. And then the next batter hits a bloop to right field. They got this guy Martinez to right field who's going for his bat, not his glove. Him and the second baseman Wong look at each other. The ball drops in for another single. That's another out. So you had the force out of second and the short fly ball to right field. Those are 2 outs.
Yeah.
Nationals go on and get 7 runs. Ball game's over.
Yeah.
You're done. So I mean, you can't make those little stupid mistakes.
Right.
They're literally.
But like you said, everything's in the magnifying glass.
Literally, yeah. The guy, Martinez comes in, he shies away, the ball drops in.
Yeah.
I mean, those are out. You can't give any team.
You can't give it out. You can't give a
5-6
base.
outs.
You can't. Yeah.
You just can't. If you do, you're going to lose. That's what happened to the Cardinals. You're just gonna,
Yeah, and I feel like in the regular season, sometimes you can get away with that. It just seems in the playoffs, you just don't get away with that
in
stuff.
the cutoff man, all the little things that you would do.
Yep.
You're holding and running around. You get off the bag, and are you ready to go? All those little things are magnified. Obviously, if you've done the right thing all year long as far as fundamentals, carries over to playoffs. Because usually the Cardinals, I think, were one of the best fielding teams in the majors, but they made a lot of big mistakes.
Yep.
And all those too is when you're down 2 games or 3 games, sometimes you start panicking and you move guys around.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you got guys out because I need a bat, I need this. Like Martinez playing right field. He's basically a pitch hitter off the bench, but he wanted his bat because they weren't hitting. They haven't hit in 3 games.
Yeah.
So you sacrifice the defense, which cost you, as opposed to the offense. So you got to hit. He actually drove it a couple of runs later on, but I mean, those are things that you can't predict, and that's why games are so intriguing.
Yeah.
They're so intriguing.
Now, so the Nationals got past the Cardinals. We're debating if it goes to Game 7, advantage to the Nationals, this, that, and the other thing. Nationals also have not been in the World Series. There hasn't been a World Series in D.C. since the Washington Senators. So so there's that added pressure.
I think Bryce Harper feels now.
The Patrick Ewing rule? He let him rot in Philadelphia. Thank you very much. So I mean that's the other thing too. Strasburg, great pitcher. Nationals never won a series, let alone go to the World Series.
Yeah.
So now here's the kid's a stud. He's a great pitcher.
Remember, the Nationals at one point this year were 19-31.
Yeah.
At one point this year.
Yeah. So the other factor would be, to these young players who have not seen a lot of postseason action.
Right.
Now,
Right.
they've gotten this far, so they've won series and things
Yeah.
like that. They beat the Dodgers. I mean,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
no, so we'll see.
Well, they get to glue Anthony Rondon as a great player at third base. He led the majors in RBIs.
Yeah.
Might be the MVP of the National League. Might be him and Bellinger, but he said he made a couple big hits. They got Soto in left field, who's 22 years old.
Right.
A couple of big hits.
So it just, I mean, it's just kind of that added,
Yeah.
who knows? We don't know what's going to happen, and
And you
we'll
figure
see.
if you got Houston playing Washington in the World Series, the game's going to be 1-0, 2-1. I mean, people would be like, okay, hey, we're going to be hit the ball, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But Yankees, Houston, I think are the two best teams. But the way the Yankees can't play small ball, sometimes it burns them.
Yeah.
It burns them. They just can't move the runners and. Look for that big bomb. They hit the big bomb, it's fine. But, I got Hicks back. Hicks played game 3, and he's a good player. But how ready? I mean, guys have played in 6 weeks, 8 weeks, maybe more. So, and the same thing with Stanton. They're still like spring training for them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's tough to be in this situation. But it's tough to rely on your bullpen, too, when you're bringing guys. The problem with the bullpen, like the other night, in the 3-2 game, the walk-off, they're bringing guys out of the bullpen for 1 inning. Now, what happens if you go 12, 13, 14 innings? You got nobody left.
That's always a scary thing.
What happens,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. He took.
You got to leave one guy out
Yeah.
there just in case.
He had Happ out there who gave up the game winner.
Yeah.
But which is fine. But but he had like Chad Green pitched 8 pitches.
Yeah.
They could have stretched him out a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe to 20, 30 pitches, then moved everybody back a shot.
Yep.
And that maybe make it, who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you play the game. But Yankees, Astros are fun to watch, though. No question.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
Yep.
So now you're on the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
But some of those games, the one game, game 2 got done at 105.
I did not see the end of that game.
I did. Yeah. Yeah. Most people go to bed 10, 30, 11. My God.
Yeah.
2 hours later. And then you got ball 1, ball 2, and you pitch. These guys take forever. Tanaka takes a long time
Yep.
to throw. And, it's fun. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
So just say Nationals, Astros, who do you pick?
Nationals,
World Series.
Astros. I got to go Astros.
Astros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, of the 3 teams, I think the Astros are across the board have the better roster.
Problem, I think I'd almost pick the Nats because of the fact that their 3-4 pitchers are better than Houston's 3-4 pitchers.
Yeah.
So again, how that plays out. Scherzer is every bit as good as Cole if he's on, and then you've got Strasburg is every bit as good as Verlander.
Yeah.
Then you've got Sanchez who's better than Greinke, and you've got Corbin who pitched better than Greinke as well too, or they're 4-star. So.
Yeah.
But I think you see a little more hitting, so that should be interesting either way. If the Yankees get the World Series, I think they win the whole thing. I really do. I think because they're going to be tough to beat because they hit the ball a little bit better than the Nationals.
Yeah.
I think their hitting will come through. Interesting situation in yesterday's game. There was a umpire got hurt. You see that?
Yeah.
A 25-minute
delay.
Jeff Nelson got a concussion.
Yeah.
And got hit in the mask. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
But that was the second time in the game I guess he got hit, and they took him out. So that was something else.
Yeah, something you don't see very often.
Yeah.
Sticking with baseball before we jump.
Managers.
Cubs, Giants, Mets, Padres, Phillies, Pirates, Royals, all looking for a manager.
I got to get my resume up to date here.
Yeah, we need a chart. The Angels were the other one in the mix. They hired Madden from Chicago.
Okay. So there's eight openings out of 32.
3, 4, 5,
so there's 25% of teams need managers. Less than that now, but
yeah. So 7 now. Joe Girardi is. I think everybody would love to have him.
I like him.
Phillies are interested in him. Cubs are interested in him. Mets are interested.
I like
in
Buck Shoulders. Of course, I'm partial to the Yankees, but
Sure.
I like Shoulders. Shoulders, older guy, old school. But I think what it comes out is the best fit for the best team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need a guy like an older guy, Buck Shoulders, to restore order and kind of settle things down. Or you need a guy like Girardi, who's more of a more analytical guy, I think, than Showalter is.
And that's why, again, I don't care about the Giants. I don't care about.
Yeah.
I don't want the Phillies to get Girardi.
Right. I think he goes Chicago or Mets. I don't think he goes Philadelphia. But you know.
I think, and I never want anything good to happen to the Phillies, but I think Showalter would be a good fit there.
Right.
You know, I want Girardi. I don't want anybody else.
Yeah.
There's Louis Rojas and
Eduardo Perez.
Eduardo Perez.
Come on.
Carlos Beltran says he's only going to interview for the Mets. Well, I don't think they should give him an interview.
Yeah.
Now is not the time, I think, for the Mets, given where they are, because I think they're really on the verge.
Yeah.
Now's not the time to experiment. Let's see if this guy knows what he's doing.
I think the question is, like, you want something different than Callaway. I think that's your priority. So you want something that's, what are you looking for? You're looking for a disciplinarian? You're looking for a calming influence. You're looking for a buddy. You're looking for a player's coach. What are you looking at? And then they have to figure out what they want, and they have to figure out which guy fits what they want.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds simple, but I mean,
with the exception of Robinson Cano, I mean that locker room's pretty in line.
And Cespedes will be back. Seaboard.
Shut up. He's not going to be back.
He'll be back.
Joe,
Watch.
give it up.
Watch. I can't. You don't think he'll be back?
No. We'll never see him again. Never see him again.
Oh, my God.
He's probably had 9 surgeries.
You guys heard it here. I say he's back. He says, no way. We'll see.
He'll be back for the charity golf outing. He's got
the Bobby Bonilla payment plan there. Yeah.
But I'm hoping that the Wilpons say, okay, we're going to pay up and we're just going to give Girardi whatever it is, $4 million.
Well, you got to look at it this way too. You got an inexperienced general manager in Van Wagenen, who's made some mistakes as well as everyone else. But I mean, so I would think you bring in a manager that's kind of got his act together.
And that's an interesting point, because there was rumors that Van Wagenen was making in-game decisions.
Right.
Well, there's no way Girardi's putting up with that.
Right.
So do the Wilpons want to allow?
Or Showalter.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the question.
So do the Wilpons want to allow Van Wagenen that leash, or just say, no, we're bringing one of these two guys, and Van Wagenen, hopefully you'll make better decisions than bringing in Cano.
You know, that brings you back to the point of when the Dodgers got beat by the
Nats.
By the Nats. Did you see that game 5? And he brings in Kershaw out of the bullpen.
Yep.
Now, it's 3-1. He brings in Kershaw to pitch to Adam Eaton, lefty on lefty, strikes him out. Beautiful. Brings him out there, marches him out there, and I guess it was the 8th, or top of the 8th.
Yep.
And he's got Rondon and Soto. And back-to-back pitches, they hit home runs. Now, why in God's green earth is Kershaw in there at that point?
Right.
Okay. First of all, why do you have a bullpen?
Right.
If you're bringing Kershaw in he's notorious for pitching terrible in the postseason. The poor guy, he's a great guy, great pitcher, but postseason just doesn't have it for whatever reason. But why? And you got 5 guys at bullpen going. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
You're bringing a starter to pitch to in the 8th inning, and of course it came back to bite him. Now, some people said that decision was made by the front office before the game. We're bringing in Kershaw with the lead, no matter what the situation is.
So Kershaw was going to be the closer.
Or the setup guy for the.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you're right. Was he the closer? Because Kevin Jansen was not pitching well.
Yeah.
But again, why do you have those guys? You use these guys all year long in the bullpen. And all of a sudden, you panic and you do something, and then Roberts looks like a moron to me. But they might have told him, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And they had 5 guys. They had a general manager, the owner. They vote 3-2, bringing Kershaw.
Yeah.
And some people say that was predetermined. Wow. Roberts had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And of course, he's not going to throw anybody on the bus. He's going to say that I do it again, da-da-da. But, it's just Kershaw came in and got Eaton, got a job. Get him back out of there.
Yeah.
Bring it. The starters are not used to coming in a game like that, no matter what, the warm-up routine.
Yeah, you had the best. Dodgers had the best record in the National League.
Yep, sure did. Yep.
Not because they were bringing Kershaw in to close.
Right.
Stick with, stay in your lane.
Right.
Bring in your setup guy. Go to your closer.
Right.
That's how you got here.
Right. It's that new trend where all these guys are bringing in a starter to pitch the 7th or 8th or something. The same thing. They all started doing that.
Yeah.
And you have a certain routine. So and so is in the 6th inning, so and so is in the 7th inning, setup man, whatever. Stick with that.
Right.
If that doesn't work constantly, then maybe you might think of alternatives.
And then within that, matchups and whenever lefty on lefty, that sort of thing. But you get to 8 and 9. That's
right.
If you're the best record in the National League, you've got an eighth inning guy who you can rely on.
You got
you've got a closer
lead,
you can rely on.
3-1 lead at home, top of the eighth. Get it done.
Follow the formula.
Get it done.
Right.
Yep. Instead of bringing a guy in off, what 2 days rest. He's in the bullpen. He's not used to warming up that way, and it's a whole different routine. If you're a starter, you get the ballpark 3-4 hours early. You do your thing.
Right.
And
you have your special meal. You do whatever superstitions you do.
That's the way it is. You know. So I mean, that's the thing when you have a pitcher coming off the bench. Some guys can do it. Some guys can't. Some guys have to be in the game. Some guys can't just walk in there and go.
It kind of goes the same way. And I'll never fully understand it other than just a stimulation type thing. You bring a closer in a non-safe situation, it almost never ends.
Never works. Yeah.
They just whether the adrenaline's not there or whatever.
Pressure, he's not concentrating.
Yeah. Yep.
That's true. That's a great point. It's a great point. Yeah. You have to try to I think it's always much easier. Everyone knows their roles. Whether they like it or not, they know their roles. Okay.
Yeah.
Eighth inning, you're coming in.
Right.
This is what we're doing. If you screw up, it's on me.
But eighth inning, I mean, he's, there is kind of that buildup.
And I go back to point.
I'm probably going to pitch the eighth inning.
Right.
In the sixth inning, you get that little tingle and.
Well, what does that tell your bullpen? You're useless. What are you doing down there? You might as well not even show up. I mean, if you're going to bring Kershaw, bring in, Rich Hill. I mean, they and these guys do it all the time.
Yep.
And it costs them game. I just think they should try to stay with the same. That's one thing I will say that almost, and the Boone's the other way to a fault where he's so programmed, where he brings those guys in fifth, sixth, seventh, as opposed to guy comes in there what game was it I was watching? Oh, Tanaka, the game Tanaka pitches. They took him out after 88 pitches or something. They should have went one more inning. I wouldn't even take a chance. What's one more inning? If you got 100 pitches, that's one thing. But 65, 70 pitches, what the heck? I'd go one more inning. Because the other team's going, woo, thank you very much for taking them out. Because we're not hitting them. I mean. It's
kind of like Mickey Callaway going to Seth Lugo.
Exactly right.
But he would do it 100 times again.
100 times, best reliever in the game. So sometimes you just shake your head. Yeah. But that's what makes baseball beautiful. You get second guess. We all think we know.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, but it's easy to sit here and you sit on the couch and say, "Oh, what are you doing?" But but I just think they all panic and they kind of bring a guy like one guy. He's the only guy in the world that can pitch. Like Kershaw. Yeah. And then poor Kershaw is sitting there going, well, "It's on me. I'm not going to hide." I mean, gave up 2 bombs back to back pitches. I mean, that's just incredible. But anyway, Dodgers. I think Dodgers that had the most talent, and sometimes that could hurt you. You got so many guys you're trying to play and get in there. Yeah. Nobody has that confidence. Same thing with them. You have different lineups all the time, and I don't know. You look at the Nats. They've got Turner leading off. They got Soto hitting fourth. Rondon hitting. They had him hitting second. They got Rondon. They got Zimmerman at 5 or 6. They kind of have the same kind of guys all the time. Yeah. And I think I see a lot of value in that. Have the same top 5, 6 guys all the time, then you can mix and match your bottom guys depending on who's pitching and platooning. But I just think kind of get some kind of a. That's what you do for 162 games. You kind of get it set up, get your ducks, ducks in the water. Boom.
There's a recipe here.
Right.
Follow the recipe. Yeah.
Yeah, and then why go off to. Again, Gardner batting third. A lot of people say, "Oh, what's the big deal?" I totally disagree because I know when I played, I as a player, if I'm batting third, I'm a different hitter than batting seventh. Because I'm batting third, I'm thinking I'm the best hitter. I'm thinking that. Yeah. Whether I am or not, it doesn't matter. I'm in the 3 hole. I better produce, and it's a different mindset. And I see a lot of value in that too. But anyway, now the Jets.
Jets.
The DALLAS Cowboys.
Which, we're in New England.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
3 in a row they lost. I'm ready to start crying right now.
So obviously as a Jet fan, the way the year's gone, I've been pretty quiet. I didn't say anything. That I didn't text any of my Cowboy fans after the win. But I think what it showed is 2 things. I think Dallas isn't very good. Yep. But when Darnold's under center for the Jets, they're a decent team.
Brings the whole team up.
We were talking earlier today. Bell with a 4th-string quarterback in there is no threat. Yeah. But now you got Darnold, and he can sling it around the field, and that opens some stuff up for Bell. So are they going to go to the playoffs? Probably not.
Well, you got a guy like Luke Falk.
It's worth watching.
Luke Falk for nothing against him, but he shouldn't be. He's not an NFL quarterback.
No.
He shouldn't be out there, but he was out there doing what he could. But there's no freaking way. No way.
Hey, he can tell his grandkids.
And you know,
I went 0-3 as
you know the defense going. We don't have a chance. We don't have a chance with this guy quarterback, and everyone knows that.
We're going to be on the field for 42 minutes.
Whereas
today.
Darnell comes out there, and they're like, and he played very well against Cowboys.
Yeah,
very well.
Yeah, through 2 touchdown passes, some really good passes. So, now maybe it's worth watching.
They got New England Monday night.
Not crazy about that.
Calling it right now. Jets an upset.
Come on.
Straight up.
Jets are going to beat. Okay, just make sure the cameras are rolling here.
By 3.
The Jets are going to beat the Patriots by 3 points.
27-24.
Okay, hold on. I got to write this down. 27-24 Jets over Pats.
Yeah. One of those days, Brady gets pressured. The way they pressured Prescott too. Williams does a lot of nice blitzes from different angles and stuff.
Yeah.
And he really does a good job.
Yeah, and they've got
confusing the quarterback. I don't think he's going to confuse Brady, but Brady doesn't like any pressure, boy. He does not like to get hit. So we'll see what happens there. But who knows? How do I know? Now the other thing too with the Cowboys, Dak Prescott is in line for a big contract. I would not do that. I would not give him big money. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's top 10. Not a Russell Wilson. He's not a Mahomes. Not anywhere near those guys. Then even like in Tennessee, they benched Mariota for Tannehill. Tannehill's starting this week.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got these guys that are supposed to be. I mean, Mariota was a top draft choice and Heisman Trophy winner and all that.
Yeah.
Look what's happening. You can't if you don't progress as a quarterback, especially. Somebody always there behind you.
Not that anybody cares or anybody's going to watch, but the Dolphins are sitting Rosen now, and they're going to go with Fitzpatrick. Yeah.
And how about the other thing? Then you got Big Ben goes down Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Mason Rudolph goes down in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Then they bring in the Duck.
The Duck.
The Duck.
The Duck.
The Duck.
The guy's name's the Duck?
Devlin Hodges.
Oh, okay.
Nicknamed the Duck. You know why he's nicknamed Duck?
No.
Because he's a champion duck caller in Alabama. He goes,
put that on the resume.
And but no one knows that he was like all-time passing leader in the division at FBS 1 team. I think it was one of those smaller schools, and threw like 14,000 yards in college, and he's legit. They say in practice, they say he lights it up. And they beat the Chargers on Monday night. I mean, so again, you don't know until a guy gets out there on the field how his reads are, how his progressions are. Is he intimidated? Can he handle it? And that's why you got to get out there and see what they can do. Daniel Jones, perfect example, same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he got out there, did well against Tampa Bay, but now he plays some better defenses now. But he's making the adjustments, and it's growing pains. You've got to do.
Right.
You don't just go from being, on the bench to the superstar. You got to go through all those things, and all those reads and progressions, and see what happens there. Now entering too, the LA Rams got rid of all their secondary guys. I was watching them a couple weeks ago, and Khalid Talib, the guy was terrible. And Marcus Peters in the back end of their secondary, he's getting beat right, left, holding, whatever.
Yep.
And they got rid of, they traded Peters, and they got rid of Khalib's on the injured list.
Okay.
Whether he's injured or not, who knows? And they just traded for Jalen Ramsey.
Okay.
So they've stored that up, which is good. But the Rams, Goff, he's another guy. Is he your answer? The Rams.
Yeah.
Jared Goff, sometimes he looks phenomenal, sometimes he looks terrible.
Yep.
I mean, inconsistency.
So, obviously, very early, but media is already starting to talk about 49ers Patriots Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Jimmy G, the porn star. Dates all the porn stars out there. He does.
Hey, Joe, it's a family show. It's a family show.
I didn't say anything bad. I'm just telling you what it is. Just telling you.
We got to get going back to, and we talked about this, I don't know, last year or something. The whole Garofalo leaving the Patriots under some kind of questionable things. Brady kind of wanted him out. Belichick wanted him to stay. So, again, way too early to have that conversation. But both teams are 6-0. So
I got a good Belichick quote for you.
What do you got?
All right. If you're living in the past, you're dying in the present.
Living
If you live in the past, you die in the present.
Okay. I like that.
And that's his mantra.
You going to get a tattoo like that or something?
I do have a lot of room to do that.
Da-da-da. He'll be here all week.
Yeah, he'll be here all
Try
week.
the veal.
Yeah.
Tip your waitress.
Tickets at the door. All right, so now the Patriots are, like you said, 6-0.
6-0.
49ers 6-0.
Yep.
Now the
Miami's
Patriots,
0-5.
the Patriots, little fool's gold there. They haven't played them. They should have got beat by Buffalo, but
Yeah.
they haven't played anybody real good.
No.
We'll see what happens. Coming on, their schedule is not real tough for a couple weeks.
Well, you just called that they're going to lose on Monday night.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're going to go. They'll go 14-2, 13-3. They'll have home field advantage. That's all they
Doesn't
want.
matter,
That's
yeah.
all they care. That's all they care about. So
Yeah.
if they lose a game here and there, they really don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother them where other teams would have a fit, but they just want the home field advantage, and they
Through the playoffs,
yeah.
Yep. Like they
So I
always
mean,
do.
and they're smart enough to know. Okay, like this game, tough one. This game, we'll just win whatever. We'll name the score, and this one, it's going to be a no-brainer. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's how they look at things.
Yep.
And that's the way they do things, and that's smart. But other teams are like panicking.
Yeah.
Now, the NFL power rankings, they still rate Patriots number 1, and a lot of teams, a lot of people think the Saints are number 2 at this point. I mean, they're 4-0 with Bridgewater, right?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
and Breeze will be back sooner than later.
Possibly this week, did I hear?
Maybe, but I think they want to keep him out as long as possible. I mean, why bother? Why
you're
risk
winning.
it? Why risk it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bridgewater's been doing enough to make them win.
Yep.
They had a big win against the Jaguars last week.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, I watched the London game. It was Tampa Bay against. Who did they play? Oh, the Carolina Panthers. And Jameis Winston is absolutely terrible. 5 picks, and he had 2 or 3 fumbles that they recovered.
Yeah.
They could have lost possession.
Yeah.
The guy's back there like, here's a number 1 draft pick, Heisman Trophy winner, and he looks like he's never played the game before sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you...
Well, maybe being in London, people driving on the other
Yeah.
side of the road. He got confused. He didn't know.
Yeah.
Red shirts, blue
We're red,
shirts.
they're white.
White.
Yeah, not the other way around. I thought of your team, not their team.
Yeah, they used to accuse Vinny Testaverde of being colorblind.
Yeah. But anyway, he's something else, that guy.
Yep.
And then you've got Kyle Allen stepped in for Cam Newton in Carolina. Carolina looks lethal with him.
Yep.
I think Cam Newton's days are numbered there too. I mean, I think they've had enough of his
Yeah.
horse and pony show.
Yeah.
With the hats and sunglasses and the outfits and
Yep.
now the injuries are piling up. He's just an unbelievable freak athlete playing quarterback, in my opinion. 6'6", 270.
Yeah.
Just and he got through that. And at one point, he was pretty good. He was MVP that one year.
Yep.
But he's just really, I think he's broken down, and he's a drama show too. That guy.
Yeah.
So
That's not what you'd call a good locker room guy.
you get a Kyle Allen that's playing well, a young guy, coachable. I think for the Panthers, probably like this is a breath of fresh air and having the Cam Newton drama show every week, and not about him. And he's losing, he's crying, and if he's winning, he's everyone's best friend and happy go. But so I think that'll be interesting to watch. Now you got KC Chiefs lost a couple games in a row, both at home.
Yeah.
Lost the Texans, who've been playing pretty well with Deshaun Watson, been playing unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then they got beat by the Colts the week before, 2 weeks ago. Colts aren't bad either. Colts aren't bad. Jacoby Brissett. They're saying that when Luck was hurt, the players had more faith in Jacoby Brissett than they did in Luck, some of them.
Really?
They say he's a leader, he's a good guy, and they said, it was a. And he's another Patriot quarterback, right? Him and Jimmy G from the Patriots. Jimmy G. But the 49ers, Texans all playing well. Can they keep it up? We'll see.
Yeah.
Vikings played well.
Just
Philadelphia.
historically, always have a hard time thinking of the Texans, maintaining.
Yeah.
I just feel like
Yeah.
they start hot or they come into the season with a lot of expectations.
Eagles are playing much better.
Never deliver. Eagles are playing well.
I think they'll win the NFC East.
Yep. Which is not saying much.
The Bears are funny. Bears are funny with Trubinsky out, and then they've got Daniels quarterback. That's another thing. Ravens, had a couple bumps in the road here. Chargers are playing terrible.
Yeah.
They lost again. They lost to Pittsburgh.
They're just
at home.
a bad team.
They have a lot of injuries, and they haven't. Is Philip Rivers, done? I mean, he looks every bit of 37 years old, wherever the heck he is.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's they had Cardinals playing the Giants this week. Might be a win for the Giants. I think G-Man beat them. Cardinals come to New York.
Yeah.
I think they beat the Cardinals.
So speaking about out west, it made me think about Oakland, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember where we were on shows or where this fell, but the whole Antonio Brown thing.
Oh my God, he wants to get paid now. He wants to come back.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Oh, last I heard, he was just going to.
Now he wants to
That's
come
it.
back. Now he wants to come back.
Go back to college.
Make his money back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, you live that lifestyle. Now you're not making $1 million a day.
So, I wonder how that works. So if he just says, okay, I quit. I'm just going to go buy a car wash and do whatever else. Does the NFL? Damn, they don't bother with, okay, well, we got to investigate this because of player behavior or whatever else.
How that works.
If he wants to get back in and say, I don't know.
Well, he's already fighting them about that. He said, Patriots owe him money, but he owes him money from all these guaranteed bonuses and whatnot.
Right.
But those bonuses are probably etched in stone where you got to play X amount of games or X amount of plays.
Or make it to make it to the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But I wonder if somebody is going to want to sign him for whatever. I don't know why they would, but
I don't know.
Now does the NFL kind of reopen that case and say,
Right.
okay, you've got a 6-game suspension. You've got
Well, I think it's one of those things where whether he fights it or not, it's going to take a long time to get it figured out.
Yeah.
Legally. So I mean, he could be, fighting legal problems for like 2-3 years. And then,
Right.
Right. Then maybe they probably want him just to give up and just say, all right, you got me.
As I mean, what team is going to want to bring that on?
Yeah.
It's not like he's going to turn over a new leaf and be
Right.
the rah-rah guy.
All of a sudden, yeah.
And then, so I got to deal with that. And then if I bring him on, I don't know when I'm going to be able to play him.
I think he has CTE. I think he's a little bit out there. I don't know if he'll ever get fixed, but. So that's interesting to watch. We played pretty well tonight with the Lions. Lions aren't bad.
Yeah.
You played the Packers. You could have won that game. Now, how about those? You see those couple calls the Packer gave? Hands to the face. There's 2 of them. I mean, come on. What are you looking at? The guy's got it right here, not even near the face.
Yeah.
They call it twice on big plays. And it's just a shame that people are making those decisions and they're not. I don't know. It's too bad you couldn't. Dispute that or challenge that.
Throw the red flag
challenge
on
a
that,
bad call, but
see, if my dad were still alive, he'd say it's fixed. It's fixed.
Yeah, it sure looked like it. Yeah, that game was crazy. It was like I think Detroit had 5 field goals and Packers had 3. Did you see the end? I don't know if you saw the end of the game. Packers were down by 2, under a minute to go, and the guy fell down. Guy laid down.
Oh, yeah.
Guy laid down.
Yeah.
Said they were letting him score, Lions.
Right.
And that would have made the over.
He had the under. It's fixed.
He came. He just sat down.
Yeah.
But all right, here's
to run out the clock.
Here's my take on it. Whether you bet the over or it doesn't matter. Why not just score? Now you're up by what? 20. Down by a point. Now you're up by 6 they're up by 6.
Yeah.
With 45 seconds to go, and the other team has no timeouts, and you can't stop them the length of the field.
Yeah.
They have to score a touchdown.
Right.
I don't know.
Because, and we've said it, kicking a field goal is a pretty complex thing.
Yeah, there's no
It's a lot
guarantee
more
on it.
complex
Yeah.
than me handing off a football to somebody.
Yeah.
Unless it's to Larry
I think your
Zonka.
chances to miss a field goal are greater than you not letting them a touchdown.
Right.
85 yards. You can't stop them. And with no timeouts left for a touchdown, I mean, to me, just let them score. I mean, just score. That's happened a few times. I've seen that where the guy just falls down.
Yep.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
You got the over, we got the under, you're happy, I guess. I mean, you look at it either way.
Sure.
Yeah. Good. Just sit down. Good. Yeah. But the NBA started up pretty soon. That's your wheelhouse. That should be interesting.
College football's kind of
College football.
Basically,
a lot of people think Ohio
quo.
State and Alabama now.
Yeah. No. I mean, no big upsets. Everybody's kind of doing their thing.
Yeah.
It's early. You're not getting those rest of the rivalry.
Well, Georgia got beat by South Carolina.
That's right.
Big loss for them.
Yep.
So it kind of probably knocked them out of the national championship, but they'd have to run the table, meaning they have to beat probably Alabama.
And that's one of those things where you can have a loss, yeah. But who did you lose to?
Yeah.
And no disrespect to South Carolina, but they're just not. They're not that powerhouse.
And Helsinki got hurt, I think, the quarterback they have. So
Yeah.
I think Alabama, they're still. It's so funny with them. It's hard to tell with them because they beat the what out of teams, but then toward the end of the game, they're up by 30 or 40, and the other team scores a little bit, and they take 2 out of the game, and you can't tell if they're really. If you press them for 4 quarters, how are they going to respond?
Yeah.
They're still young defensively, though. I know that for a fact. But Ohio State hasn't been pressed either, and they're loaded also. And Oklahoma with Jalen Hurts, they're playing very well too. They took care of Texas this week. So you've got college, I think, is wide open. I really do. And then you got
wide open to what, 4 or 5 teams? Honestly,
that's what I'm saying. But there hasn't one team. I don't think it's like, oh my God, they're way up here.
Yeah.
People thought Clemson would be that, but they haven't played. They haven't played that well.
LSU's moved into the 2 spot.
And we even talked about LSU. Oh my God, yeah, you're right.
I mean, they destroyed Florida.
They averaged 50 points a game.
Right.
Destroyed Florida.
And that, I mean, Florida's not the Steve Spurrier Florida.
They were undefeated though.
They're a good team. And also that's a bit of a rivalry game. It's not Florida Georgia, but it's there's enough of a it's a tough place to play.
Wisconsin's still undefeated.
Tough place to play.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Swamp there.
Yeah. So I mean, it's obviously going to see what happens the next couple of weeks, but I mean, you still got. It's hard to pick out one of those teams being that much superior than the other ones. I guess is the point we're trying to make.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick out a cut above.
Used to be
Alabama.
There's not 20 teams that can win.
Yeah.
But
used to be Alabama, Clemson, everybody else. See what happens.
Right.
But not now. I mean, because I could see any of those teams beat. I could see LSU beating either one of those 2 teams. I could see Oklahoma doing it. I could see Ohio State doing it. So it comes right down to the end.
Yep.
But
and the tougher, say, LSU is, and that doesn't help Alabama because they've got to get through there, So
it's just weird the way the SEC works. They have Alabama doesn't seem to play the tougher teams. LSU's got the other side of LSU and Auburn and Georgia and stuff. Then it's a little different that way. But anyway, so I'm calling the Jets upset over the Patriots, and I'm calling the Giants definitely beat the Cardinals. What else we got?
Okay.
And I think the Yankees. I think it goes 7. I think they find a way. They find a way. They figure they find a way somehow. I think they start hitting the ball better.
Yeah.
And I think they know that it backs up against the wall. This is it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Every pitch,
So
every
you think
play.
they can
come
rise
up
to the
a
occasion?
big. Yep.
So you're saying they win it, or it goes to 7?
I think it goes to 7, and I think.
Not going to commit.
Who knows?
Tough.
Who knows? Who knows who's left to pitch at that point? Is it Tanaka against Cole? Is it Verlander against Paxton? I mean, who knows? Severino? Who knows who's left at that point standing? But either way, Nationals are sitting back and waiting for the
ready
the winner.
And again, they can rest, but they got to do enough.
Yeah.
They got to do enough to stay fresh or whatever it happens to be. I always think back
It's
to
not that long. It's only like 5 days, which is really not that.
Yeah.
But they're pitching. The Nats pitching is really unbelievable. I mean,
I think back to what was it? 06? 06 when was it the Mets and the Cardinals went all the way to Game 7, and everybody said, why bother? Because the Indians had swept and they had all that rest or whatever else. Well, the Cardinals won the World Series because as it turns out, the Indians turned up a little stale, little.
You never know. I mean, there's like you said, then you got the DH, you got the double switches, you got all those things that are going to come.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors there.
Yeah,
no
really
question
is.
about it.
That's why it's so exciting to watch.
You touched on the NBA, and I kind of went to sleep. What was interesting is this whole thing with China going on.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that too much.
So that in Hong Kong's supposed to be a sovereign state. They're supposed to be their own thing, and they're protesting because China's not letting them do it. So I think it was the owner or the general manager of the Spurs makes a statement, or makes a tweet about it, and China get all pissed off, and then LeBron is back in China.
Yeah.
So, all right, Joe.
All right, good job, boss.
Have a good one.
See ya.